Okay, here is my favorite Photoshop thing. Here's a picture of Mr. Cross, the one year he dressed up as Obi-Wan. That's what his lightsaber actually looked like. I added that one. What's this one? Oh, I think I downloaded that one and I didn't like it as much. I like that one better. I cropped out, he was just like standing in class, so I cropped out the class and I added this picture of Tatooine in the background, which actually has Luke Skywalker on it. I just put Mr. Cross in front of him so you couldn't see Luke Skywalker there. And yeah, and oh, to fix that, I added that lightsaber. That's why I did that. So it's got Mr. Cross actually as Obi-Wan there. We're gonna make something like this. So, this is an old one I've done. You might have seen it on my website when we started up. You can tell it's old because I have hair there. I'm going to use this same background and I'm going to show you how to do an AR photo. So AR is usually artificial reality. So the first thing that you need to do is get your photos, and it's good if you are in front of a solid color background. It makes it so much easier to get. So you want to grab this magic wand tool, so much easier to delete the background, and select that background, and it will automatically, just like the fill tool fills all of the same color, this selects all of that same color. So I'm going to change this tolerance and we'll see what that does. So I'm going to change it to 10 and I got to select somewhere else. Let me pick the same area. Now there is a slight gradient. It's hard to see, but it goes from light gray to dark gray, I think just because of the light. So when you change the tolerance, it is tolerating less of a color change for where it's selecting. So I'm changing it to 100 now. Look, it's picking part of my arm. Like right there, it's picking all of my face. So if I hit delete, it would delete half my face too. It's not noticing a difference between the gray and the whatever skin color right there. So I'm going to deselect that. One thing I forgot was this bottom layer is always locked, so we need to, like in the other assignment, duplicate that layer and hide the bottom layer. That way it's unlocked. So now I can make changes to this. So I'm going to go back. 40 seemed to work good, so I'm going to use 40. I'm going to delete that background, and good, the checkers mean it's see-through. So I'm going to delete that armpit gray. And this looks pretty good. So, you can zoom in on your mouse usually. On this one, this is Photoshop 8, which is going to be in the morning classes computers. It's Control Plus to zoom in. I'm not sure what it is on CS6. I haven't used that Photoshop in a while. So we're going to select ourselves with the background gone. I'm going to let me undo that. I'm going to copy it. I guess I could have cut, but just in case I mess something up, I don't want to have deleted him. Now I'm going to paste him on here, and he's quite big. So I want to shrink him way down. But one thing that I've got to do when I shrink them down is sometimes you see pictures and they look fake. You can just tell just by looking at them right away, because when they moved the person and shrunk them down, they didn't keep the right proportions, so their width to their height. So this button right here, constraint proportions, we want to have that on. Okay, and then what we can do is we can just move it down and it won't change the left and right. So see, it hasn't made me any smaller or wider. Oops. Okay, I just lied. What did I do here? Oh, by selecting the side one, I just turned it off. Shoot. So if you do that, then what you gotta do is you gotta move it until you believe that the left and right are okay. I don't know that I like this. I think I've messed it up a little bit, so I'm going to apply these settings, then I'm going to undo them. And now I'm going to redo it, but with that checkbox checked off. Nice. So it's checked off. You can only use the corner ones. I just found out if you use the side one, all of a sudden it unchecks that checkbox. It's thinking you just want to switch the width. So that seems like a pretty good size. Maybe I'll put myself somewhere over here because I have a new idea. The one on my website, I have Pikachu on my shoulder. This one, I got a new idea that I'm gonna do. Maybe a little bit smaller. It's okay that I'm so big because I'm holding the camera and that stuff is way in the background, so I should be bigger than the things back there anyway. Okay, that looks pretty good, I think. So I'm going to click my move tool and apply those settings. Sometimes it gets pixely when you change the size. If it doesn't come up, Control T is the shortcut to change the size of something. That's Control T. Okay, here it is. So I downloaded this guy. My son had me watch a concert with him on Fortnite last weekend, and the music was fine. Like I don't think it was my favorite, or I don't think it was, I hated it. It was just whatever. But the idea was so awesome of just being in a game, and it was an exclusive concert for the game players at that time. It kind of brought you into your own little world, and for a while it turned off gravity and stuff like that, and you could jump super high. So it was crazy. So I'm gonna play with the tolerance here, and I want to get rid of the whole background. So that's not bad. Oh, one thing, I gotta make sure to duplicate this because that bottom layer is locked, and I'll hide that bottom layer, and I'll delete that. Looks like I'm gonna have to, whoa, that's actually exactly what I want. That is perfect. It deleted a bit of his shoe there, but I don't think I'm gonna see that anyway. If I deselect that and grab the eraser tool and erase this leftover kind of junk over here, this is perfect because I don't think I'm even going to come this far anyway. Now the only thing is the road's coming this way and it looks like he's coming the other way, so I almost want to flip him. I'm going to go to image and I'm going to rotate him, but instead of a rotate, I'm going to do a flip horizontally. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. So I'm going to select this guy. Perfect. I'm going to go edit copy, come over to my picture here and go edit paste. Nice. Now it puts him in front, but we know from the layers activity, all I gotta do is slide that down, and now he's behind me. So let me move him to a different spot. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's got them both selected together. Weird. Okay, so I just want to select him, and I'm gonna move him down the street behind me. And I don't know, it looks a little bit off. Maybe he's too big. Let me, Let me play with it a bit here. I don't want to play with it too much. I'll play with it a bit so that it looks realistic. There we go. I'm gonna move him down the street as if he's coming down the street behind me. Maybe it'd be about that tall. And I'm gonna apply that. And that looks pretty awesome. Now the one thing that doesn't look too awesome, like that looks pretty amazing, is my arm here is chopped off and my other arm here is chopped off. And with my knee the way it is, that would be unbelievable. So what I want to do is I want to flatten all these layers together. What it did is it just smushed it down so it's all one picture. Now I'm going to do a copy. I'm going to make sure to get just on the inside of where I'm cut off when I took this selfie on both sides, and it's going to cut off his arm a little bit too, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. And go right to the top. I can go right off the screen and it'll just select what's on the screen. I'm going to say copy. When I say file new, blank file, Photoshop is so smart, it automatically creates a new picture that is the width and height that you want. So if I say OK here, it'll be the perfect width and height. There it is. So when I say edit paste, there it is. So now that would be it. That was the time that I was in New York City. I was walking down the street and I saw DJ Marshmello coming down the street. I quickly took out my camera, turned around, snapped a photo, and there we are together, me and my good buddy. So I'm going to save this as a JPG so that I can post it to Instagram or I don't know, Snapchat or Twitter or Facebook or MySpace. No, I know that one's not cool anymore. Anyway, we want to keep the quality at maximum, save this thing, and there we go. Now we've got this picture that we can use of the time that we met DJ Marshmello.